Hi everybody, it's Emily. So this week, as you can see, it's Halloween. Woo, Halloween. This is my roommate, Ray.
Good evening.
We're gonna do a Q&A with each other about how we've influenced each other, both being transgender, and basically our own experiences and how, basically differences and things that are like. First of all, obviously, it's Halloween. Or close to. It's like 2 days.
Yeah. Halloween Eve.
Halloween
now,
Eve.
As of 2 minutes ago.
And so I am dressed as a female 10th Doctor. I have, my Sonic, my glasses, and my 10th Doctor dress with the TARDIS glasses.
Davida Tennant.
Yeah, TARDIS. Yes, exactly. TARDIS thing. And right here is dressed as the bandit from the movie The Fall.
You got it.
I did. Yay! These glasses are completely fake.
And these are not.
And those are not. So let's get right into it. So to start, Ray.
Yeah.
A lot of people know about me. Why don't you tell them a little about you?
Where should I start?
Start kind of like your general feelings about being transgender and where you come from, and to start, tell people, a little backstory about how you are transgender.
As you heard, I am transgender, and my name is Ray, and use he, him, they, them pronouns. If I were to quantify my experience, I would say 70-30, male, female, but generally speaking, non-binary, androgynous, genderqueer, all of that good stuff. But I've been on HRT for 4 months, 4.5 months now. So doing a low dose, but I'm really happy with where that's going. So it's been a long road, and your example has been, or your experience going first has been really educational for me, so even though we're going opposite directions.
Yes, the opposite directions. I know according to me, at least, I think it's been very helpful having someone else who is trans very close to home, technically in my home. I don't know about you, Ray.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps, especially when you're feeling certain feelings, knowing that at least the other person has some kind of clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, either where we're going or where we're coming from.
Exactly. I think overall, it's definitely helped. How would you think that our experiences are alike?
Fear of the unknown. It's because we don't know what we're gonna look like in a year, so so we have some of the same anxieties, which is reassuring, but also alike. We go to the same clinic, different doctors, but the same clinic. Certainly, as we start to think about the legal side of things, it's very a similar experience.
Yeah,
paperwork and bureaucracy is going to be the same.
It's all a mess. No matter if you're male or female or which you're going to go to, or non-binary. Yeah. It's all a mess.
Well, legally you can't be binary except for the one person in Oregon.
Well, yeah.
Or Washington.
But they should. But okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel we differ? Obviously we still help each other, and we, can play off each other's experiences. How is our experiences different?
Well, the world will see me as a man in a few years, or sooner, maybe. Now, I don't know. But that's a very superficial, answer. Sorry.
No, go on.
How we differ. We definitely want very different things out of our transitions, clearly, because we're going in different directions.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. But also, my experience is more non-binary and not as not quite as defined. I haven't. I wouldn't say from a very young age I felt a specific way. My story kind of, the troubles kicked in a little bit later, but whereas for you, you've always had a sense of who you were a little bit.
Yeah,
it seems.
That's correct. I know from you, we've talked about it, how like basically it wasn't just something, you know, a mindset or internal, it was more physical.
Oh yes, yeah. So that's another thing is, you know, there certainly, in my experience, there was that almost spiritual misalignment sensation and the psychological feeling that of dysphoria and feeling like this socially and physically that I wasn't where I was meant to be, but I also had a lot of health issues that came from, you know, estrogen and having a body that created that naturally, and that was so I was very anxious about and didn't trust what hormones could do, but then seeing the difference it made for you, and then my health issues getting to a certain point where something just had to change, gave me a little more trust that testosterone could be the right option for me, and it has been. I have not had any regrets.
I do remember how when I first started my HRT, it scared you about starting because
your changes were so fast. You went to sleep after your first dose and woke up with changes, so I wasn't sure if I could handle that, but you know, kudos to you, like that.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, even fast changes for me have been a little harder.
Yeah.
Just like work and places, like obviously I'm not completely out yet, which I will give an update on that.
We're out to you guys.
Yeah, to you. Hey. I will give you guys an update, is that my other side of my half of my family actually just found out this week, which I told you I would update you. Thank you. But it went well, and like it's very accepting, a lot of love, which is more than I can ask for. So all my family knows now. It's basically just work, which they will find out soon. It's definitely, you know, that's the fact that that's all that's left is very strange to me. But yeah, no, it went really well, and I couldn't be happier about that. So I do love them all if they're watching. I love you all. Yeah. I don't know. Ray.
Yeah.
When we first moved in together, obviously I feel like you kind of had a general more knowledge of being trans and like a misalignment that you had and what it was. I feel like when I first got here, at least, I knew there was something, but I didn't want to look it in the face, if that's the way to put it. I don't know, would you say that's right? Or, like, how would you describe that kind of first getting here in Boston and really kind of discovering yourself in this kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was a huge culture shock moving to Boston from a rural town. So, just the sheer diversity of people in the city is, you see a lot of different ways of being that you couldn't see. And when you can't see something, it's hard to visualize yourself getting to a place like that. So, so that was big, and I had a sense of being non-binary, but in terms of what the journey might actually look like, no idea. I think my identity and experiences with the transgender community were supported by an undergrad degree in gender and the study of women and gender. So I was a lot more familiar with a community out there. But until I went online and looked for are there meetups, support groups, things like that. It was just kind of moving to a new town and having a new beginning and not really a clear direction of where to go.
I'd agree with that. It was definitely, at least for me, like, it was like, all right, this is a new start.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really, I mean, I don't know if I was really accepting of that new start right away,
Yeah.
that's really what I wanted to do. I kind of went back and forth for a while.
Yeah, there was like one period of time where you like completely stopped talking about it, and I was like, okay, you know what, we'll take it a day at a time, but we haven't talked about it in months. And then right after that was when I think you started talking to a professional and taking steps and starting your transition. So that was a big shift too.
Yeah, it just happens in steps, kind of.
Yeah.
Just happens. But yeah, especially communities like you just talked about. I think like it's good. I'm trying to reach out to the community more recently. At first I didn't, and I explained before why I didn't at first, because I felt like this kind of, you know, roommate situation made it so I really felt like I didn't have to as much. Like there was somebody there I could always like go, oh, you know, we're being trans. And someone new, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it was helpful, but I think it's also good to reach out to the community. You meet more people, meet more friends, and as we've talked about, I'm a light of sunshine on a rainy day. See, Ray agrees. But yeah,
Right now it's nighttime.
that means I'm even brighter. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I hope this has been, you know, informative. Ray, do you have anything to add?
Just a few more words on community is we also had a very different experience with the LGBT community. So I was really active in, you know, like Pride celebrations, went to an all-women's college with this large LGBT community on campus. Obviously my undergrad was studying all things LGBT and more, and so I always felt like I had a place in the LGBT community, but my relationship with the community has become a little more nuanced, being part of the T more than the L or G or B. Although I never identified as a lesbian. So, but you know, in your situation, you didn't have that experience with the LGBT community before starting your journey.
I mean, obviously I've had friends who are gay, straight, I mean, you know, everything in between. But, I mean, I really didn't have a lot of hands-on in the community. Yeah. And it's you know, now that I have, you know, it's definitely a little helpful. You meet, like I said, new friends, new people. You hear their experiences. I mean, you learn about people that are a little different than you, or, like, their experiences are just, like, you know, they're not the same as yours, but you can definitely learn from them yourself. Like, even I'm trans, and I feel like I'm learning stuff every day about how to accept other people who are, you know, just even a little different than me. And I think that's very helpful. But yeah, I hope this has been informative. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will be back next week, of course, as always. I have my first electrolysis after laser. Ooh. We'll talk about how that goes. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a good night. And we will talk to you, or I will talk to you. Maybe we'll see Ray again sometime if he's had an enjoyable stay.
Comment if I should have my own
video.
Yeah,
let's comment if Ray should start his own channel, and if you guys like hearing from him. Alright? So I will see you guys next week. Alright? Bye.